All right, before we get going here, if you're not already a subscriber, click the button and ring the bell so you don't miss anything. Thanks. In a recent episode, military journalist David Axe offered details about the Wagner Group's military operations in Ukraine. The Wagner Group is a Russian government-sanctioned mercenary company that has participated in direct hostile action in places like Syria, Libya, and the Central African Republic. A few months ago, a video was uploaded to Kremlin Whispers, an anonymous Telegram channel. The user who shared it wrote that the video had been leaked by an employee of a penal colony in Carroll, a city about 400 miles east of Moscow. That employee uploaded it to Russia's largest social network, and although it was deleted within an hour, by that time it had already made its way to Telegram and quickly spread from there. The video shows Yevgeny Prigozhin, the de facto head of Wagner Group and a close associate of President Vladimir Putin, giving what amounts to a recruiting pitch, albeit a harsh one, to Russian inmates. Here's an edited version of the video with me doing the translation. I am a representative of a private military company. You've probably heard of it. It's called PMC Wagner. The war is hard. It can't be compared to Chechnya or anything like that, even remotely. The minimum age we will take is 22 years old. If you're younger, you need a document from your closest relatives stating they do not object. The maximum age, conditionally, is 50 years. But if you're in good health, right here at the interview, we will conduct basic tests to see how fit you are, and then we will make the decision to accept you. We are very careful towards those who are convicted of sexual crimes. But we understand that mistakes happen. Who do we need? We need only shock troops. 60% of my guys are shock troops, and you will be one of them. All those who die, the bodies will be taken to the place which you indicate in your will. Everyone is buried in the Alley of Heroes in towns that have one. For those who do not know where they want to be buried, we bury them near the chapel of PMC Wagner in Gorochiv Kluch. Furthermore, in 6 months, you go home having received a pardon. Those who get there and on the first day say, I ended up somewhere I shouldn't have, we designate as a deserter, and after this comes the firing squad. You have 5 minutes to make up your decision. Once we leave, the time is up. Russia has drastically increased its use of Wagner mercenaries since the start of the war in Ukraine to compensate for regular troop losses, particularly in the Donbas region. As reported by the New York Times, only around 10% of the convicts who joined Russia's war in Ukraine in mid-July were still alive by early September. And while critics may claim the United States also uses mercenaries to fight wars, the fact is that employees of contractors like the organization formerly known as Blackwater are prevented by law from engaging in offensive military action. Further, the Geneva Convention states that mercenaries are not entitled to the status of combatant. Admittedly, the lines have been blurred in recent conflicts, particularly at the outset of the invasion of Iraq in 2003. Contractors were hired by the government or private entities supporting the war effort, but only for security purposes. And in the event those contractors violated the laws that determine the limits of their activities, they were punished. The bottom line is organizations like Blackwater were not given the responsibilities of military units like the 101st Airborne or VF-102. The Wagner Group has been documented doing the work of the Russian military, both on the ground and in the air. That's the definition of a mercenary force. This video also provides good intel about Russia's system of justice and more broadly, societal norms. While some American prisons are notoriously harsh, you wouldn't see the head of an American corporation standing in front of inmates offering them amnesty after 6 months of fighting in a war where, oh by the way, they had a 90% chance of getting killed in action. That's a depressing matrix, to put it mildly. Russia remains a hard land, and we should keep that in mind as we predict what it's going to take for Putin to exit Ukraine. All right, that'll do it for this episode. If you'd like to help support the channel, please consider using the super thanks, the heart icon below, or become a patron at patreon.com/WardCarroll. And in the meantime, I look forward to talking to you again very soon.